The cool intro didn't work. The cool intro didn't work. It's like, try something, try spinning and be like, oh, well, hello there. I didn't work. We can't be cool. Welcome everybody to a red Komodo test. Just don't leave, please don't leave. This is not like the thousands of reviews on the internet right now, YouTube. This is unique, this is different. We're actually testing out the Komodo for action filmmaking because that's what this camera is made for. This camera is a beast, this camera is a tank, and this camera is tiny. It's made to film action, just like this.
Oh, I've never been nervous for an interview. If I can do a backflip anytime, anywhere, then why would I be nervous? Right? If you do tricking, you're always tricking like on tile floor, which have springs, or on grass, which is mushy, you're not scared of falling. The best way to know if you have perfected your tricks and mastered them is to do them on concrete. And I guess that's why I'm here now. I guess that's why I'm here now. The thing is with tricking is that you can't train without equipment, and therefore you can't really train your tricks at home. You can do handstands, it's super limited. And also I'm a coach and all my classes got closed, so I'm just working on how can I give classes to people privately, either online or at their places if I can. And yeah, the lockdown is really just a real blade to the neck for me.
Like what?
It's gonna cut to.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna cut to B-roll.
Okay.
Should I keep this? Yeah. It's gonna cut. He's like what? My friends with me editing were just like what? The reason why I really wanted to test out this camera, I want to really get this camera. I really wanted this camera because of the global shutter and the size. When you're shooting action, you want to be nimble, you want to be mobile, you want to be, you don't want to be having a big setup, a shoulder rig, you want to be handheld. Now, having a lot of cameras that have bigger setups, like you have a full red setup or full Alexa setup, it's kind of difficult to shoot handheld. That's why I was trying to opt to shoot more for DSLRs when I shoot action, but Red just literally pooped out something. It's like they ate a very small meal and a little poop came out, like, this is the Komodo.
Would you say the Happy Meal?
It's the Happy Meal of Reds, basically. Okay. Yeah, it's basically that. It's the kids' version of any meal at any fast food that you could get, but it does the job. It's perfect. It's good. Stuff that you should know about the Komodo before buying it, because I didn't know about these things until I shot with the Komodo, and I wanted to make sure that people know about this before shooting. We came up with a little sequence in this super cool location. We have our performers. Just they're rehearsing the scene. It's gonna be super cool. We have here Handru, we have Halisa, and we came up with a cool choreography, and she's gonna do this. So this is the choreography. She's gonna do bam, then she's gonna get push by Andrew, then huchush, and then do, and then dish, and then sloosh, and then sloop, and then wish, and then oh, boom, twirly here, and then poof, path, and that's it. That's the choreo, twirly path. Hey Z, catch.
Oh,
Guess how much that's worth?
let's see, like $1,000?
$10,000.
10,000? Oh my god.
Throw it back here.
Ooh, good thing you
It's so light. Oh shoot. I forgot the land. God damn. Anyways, we're gonna be doing soccer ball. What's up, everybody? Today it's your boy. We're going extravaganza. I'm not used to doing these intros, but we're doing something cool today. We got the red Komodo. Look how tiny it is. It's so small. We got the drone, and we got the cool wushu girl. It's not an entry-level camera. When an entry-level camera, you got something like the A7S II, the A7 III, A7S III, GH5. Those are really good cameras, but more filmmaker friendly. When you're shooting with Red, you know, you wouldn't necessarily be running gun in corporate. Some people do it, but it's not my first choice doing corporate. And this is why. Obviously, like other Red cameras, issues such as the loading time takes a couple time to load. The sensor, there's no IBIS inside of it, so if you're shooting handheld, it's going to be pretty shaky. One thing I noticed about the footage, it was pretty shaky. However, if you play back slowly, if you hear crinkling sounds, my friend's just eating chips. Just a disclaimer. It's okay, it's okay. I'll fix it in post. So the sensor, everyone knows it's global shutter. I'm not going to talk about the global shutter. You can see on the 1,001 reviews on YouTube already about the camera, but it's fantastic seeing everything when you're doing movement. However, yes, it is very shaky or somewhat shaky, but if you're shooting wide, you can actually stabilize this much, much easier than if you were shooting, let's say, with a rolling shutter sensor. Obviously, the codec, there's no focus, forget it. Don't even try to bother to use the focus on this camera. It's horrendous, awful. If you're shooting, you're moving, forget it. Like, I don't even want to show you the footage I shot with autofocus because there was none. I tried to do one shot, it didn't work out.
Everything you shot was manual?
Everything I shot with handheld, manual. Yeah, I had tough times, man, tough times. I'm hoping on the camera itself, it's still beta, it says that there is in-body stabilization, but it's not available. It's not I hope with the firmware it's gonna be available. And focus is on auto beta, and it's still not perfect. So hopefully, with the new firmware update, Red is going to be killing that with the autofocus. And we're talking to you, Red, take notes, take notes. 3, this is important. I checked a couple reviews before testing out the camera. I also read a little bit about it, and I didn't know about these bugs, so don't buy this camera yet. Yes, it's worth it, but not yet. Wait till Red finalizes the camera, finalizes the firmware update, and wait till the first batch gets released of the Reds, of the Komodos. Until then, buy the second or third batch, because there is bugs that I don't think that it'll be able to get fixed before the first batch, because it was pretty significant. For example, first bug, the battery. When you put the batteries, it says unrecognized battery. If you're putting Canon batteries, you have to either go with the batteries from Red. But who buys third-party stuff from Red? You're gonna spend $2,000 on a handle? No, you're not gonna do that. You're gonna buy it from Amazon. Perfect. Batteries don't recognize. So what happens when the battery goes too low to like almost zero? And there's two slots, which is very weird. When one of them dies, it doesn't use the other one. It just like kills the camera. Like it's dead. It's confusing. It doesn't warn you also when it's about to die. It just shows you the battery. So if you're not the battery level, so if you're not focusing, you're done. And one thing that happens, it turns this like the camera like yellow. There's a yellow light, and you turn on and off, and the camera's jammed. It's not responsive anymore. So I don't know if any other Red users have Komodo users had this issue, but I couldn't do anything with it. And what happened whenever I tried to removed both batteries so it should auto shut down the camera. Putting back both batteries, and then when you turn it back on, the memory gives you memory card error. You could record on it, but you can't play back anything you recorded. When I shot the first time, I was shitting bricks because I'm like, did I just like lose everything I shot? And it turns out I didn't. It turns out that once I removed the SD card and put it in the computer, I had all the footage. And you could see everything. It's just you cannot record on the camera. So anybody that would happen to, they would shit bricks too, of course. The monitor has an issue with the SDI cable. So a couple times it would turn on and off and it would have a little lag and bugging. But I read that it was an SDI cable. So if you have low quality SDI cables or you don't have the good SDI cables, that's gonna happen. So not really sure. That was with the small HD version of the for the Red Komodo, the one they made for it. Another weird thing is when I was recording with the Komodo 6K Red Raw HQ InTouch ProRes, it would create me duplicates of the freaking footage. It would create 4 to 3 duplicates of the footage. Anyways, that's it. Freaking short review. No, I don't have anything technical to say. You can see the 1001 reviews on the internet about the Red. I'm going to be testing out a lot more. This camera is worth it, not yet. Is it worth the money? 100%. I think that with Red, what Red did, they pooped out one of the best cameras right now on the market at the prosumer level, mid to pro, and even the first time an affordable Red camera for someone that's either amateur or intermediate, that saves a couple bucks, works at Starbucks for a good solid like 6 months, maybe a year, I don't know how long. He's able to get himself a Red and then start pumping out stuff. If you guys are interested, you could check out my gear list on the links below. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that. Come on, I'm not a sellout, but subscribe to my channel.